Welcome back, everybody, to the Wild Faith Podcast. My name is Evan Bungham, and I have my co-host Luke Timmons with me here today, and we are on episode 65, kicking off summer. It is the first week of summer, or should I say, the first day of summer. Luke,
I don't know if you're mad. I don't. Is it? What's the? I wonder what the official first day of summer is.
I think it's June 1st. It's June 3rd. No, well, it doesn't. All right, I'm off by 2 days.
Yeah, but I think there's actually like the summer solstice, isn't it? Hold on here. Let me get the old Goog out here. Yeah, June 20th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is the official first day, but for us, it is June, so it's summertime.
All right, we're gonna leave it. We're not gonna cut it. That's funny. I really thought it was June 1st.
Nope.
Wrong on
I was
that
like,
one.
Hold up.
Yep, and it's fall. It's perfect timing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the thing about summer, man. Is
It goes by fast.
It's like every single weekend. It seems like you're doing something, and whether you're out on the lake or doing something like that, and then all of a sudden it's end of August, and you're like, "Woof, we got deer hunting in a couple weeks."
Crazy. It's crazy, and we wanted to do just this episode. We just wanted to kind of run through just as a recap of turkey season for us. We've kind of been on which has been an awesome thing. We've been on the mental health train for the month of May, kind of tapered off a little bit from turkey content. And then, kicking off June now being part of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. We're going to kind of dive into that. But we thought it'd be good to mix in just a episode just talking about what's new in our lives, because there's definitely a lot of stuff that is new. And if you listen to our check-in on Monday, you got a little taste of that. So this will be a fun one.
Yeah, no, it's exciting times. It's going to fly right on by here because, yeah, a lot of busyness coming both our ways, and moving to La Crosse here in a month and moving back to La Crosse. I went down to college down there and still have a lot of good friends that live there. So it'll be fun. We're excited. It's just now in the hurry up and wait stage where you got to wait a month for closing, which
crazy.
Not even gonna go down that rabbit hole because it's just the blood pressure will start going back up. But yeah,
but some exciting things though. I mean, new job, new guys, thankfully got a house that I think you're both super excited about. Which is awesome.
Yeah, it is, and that area of the Wisconsin has many opportunities for outdoor activities. So
I think you went from the land of
shortage.
I think you went from the land of small. Actually, I take that back. Where you live in the Byron area, there is a lot of big deer. But I think you've upgraded a new level of class of deer that you've stepped into now.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm excited for deer hunting, obviously, because it's a passion of mine. But the last few years, I've really kind of tried to get more into waterfowl hunting, and now with the Mississippi River right in my backyard, pretty much short 10-minute drive to the landing. I think that's where a lot of my focus is going to be. So
I'm excited. If we come visit, it'll be a good excuse for me not to go deer hunting and to get a waterfowl tag, because I feel like when we get stuck in Minnesota together, we're just like, let's go. We just deer hunt. We can never get together. I'm saying we can never commit ourselves, or I couldn't, to go waterfowl hunting. And put a gun in my hand, man, I'll shoot whatever flies. So
it'll be, and it's kind of bittersweet, not really, because it's still relatively the same area, but Minnesota's finally, I think,
extending the season.
Yeah, they're pulling their heads out of the sand a little bit. If that's the right way to say it, is that you actually be able to target some late season migration, which will be huge. Put it lightly.
Do you know? I was listening to Cal and Joey talk about it on their podcast, but what are the dates again? Do you remember for what they're going to extend it? Is it a couple weeks?
I mean, so for we're in this, you're not, but for me, where I am currently is the South Zone, and I think it's the 27th of September through the 5th of October. Then it has that pause, which usually I think it was only like 5 days, but they extended it, I think, to like 12. So then it would close 12 days, so be open back up on the 18th, and I think it runs through the first week in December.
That is crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, last year, waterfowl ended before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was
So
weird
it's like
because we were having guests on, and it was just like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, and they're like, what? They're going into February. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be nice for anyone chasing some, well, particularly mallards.
What about Wisconsin? What's Wisconsin like?
That's a great question. Let's get the old Goog out. And
is there anything in terms of like state boundary waters, like Mississippi? Like how is that jurisdiction like laid? Would you have to buy both licenses?
I think it just depends on, again, we are not legal regulation experts, so don't listen to anything we say.
We're not lawyers.
But I think it just depends on where you're putting in. So if you put in on the Wisconsin side, you need Wisconsin licenses. If you're putting in on Minnesota side, you need Minnesota licenses.
Interesting. Okay.
So let's see. Yeah. Southern duck zone. No, it's pretty much the same. It doesn't open as early for Wisconsin. It opens the 4th and then closes the 12th and then opens back up October 18th and through December 7th. But there's probably, there's early teal and goose for September. And then I think even the Mississippi River, you can start shooting geese in mid-September too. So
nice.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm excited. Just got to find that boat. And
so anybody in the La Crosse area that listens to our podcast in the market for selling their boat, please contact us.
Yeah. Hit the old DM button. Yeah. Yeah. I got Jenna convinced on it, which didn't take much because I kind of, it not only used for obviously hunting, but be able to just go out on the river at night and take the boys out and go fishing or just putz around before bedtime. So
nice. Yeah. That'll be I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
First boat's always very exciting. I should say that you had a boat.
I did. Yeah. An 81 Ebco.
Nice. That was crazy. That is older than my boat.
Yeah. It, yeah, we got that boat for nothing in college from, Sam, my buddy Sam from college. His in-laws were just getting rid of it. Got it. It was an inboard. Being that dang thing had like a car motor in it, and it worked pretty well. And then one day it didn't, and we were put in, and we were kind of heading up the river, and it just that was it. And we had luckily obviously had a couple paddles in there, and we had to paddle like crazy to go west instead of east, because if we went east, we would have hit main channel and gone right over under the bridge there. And we would have, I don't know what we would have done, pull the plug and swim to shore, but we got her on the backside, where the landing was. So it's like, well, we can at least get to shore or, tie it up on shore. But luckily, long story short, the Coast Guard was practicing or drilling that day. And so they towed us to the landing and we were good to go. And I don't know whatever the hell happened with that boat. I think we ended up selling it for parts and got maybe $100 each out of it.
Nice.
So
nice.
But yeah, had some fun with it in college, but that was about it.
I just remember, I don't think I ever got to go in the boat. I remember seeing the boat, and I remember just the story of the boat and then what happened to it. So it's comical.
Yeah. Yep. Had a little bit of fun. Had a couple months of fun on it, and then that was about it. So yeah, first official boat, we'll put it that way. Yeah. So
hopefully you guys will be able to get your hands on at least a nice river boat.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's the plan. So, and then
you plan on like dual combo, like having like be able to fish out of it, be able to take the family out / duck hunting boat, or just like straight up duck hunting boat.
Probably all three, but with a focus more on duck hunting.
Yeah. Like, are you thinking like a 17 footer, like a little longer boat?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think I was just looking at like an 18 footer.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't mind having a little trolling motor on there too, so I can do some fishing. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy. I don't get into the I never have, because I don't have any flipping lakes in my area.
I'd be curious what guys do if you're river hunting. Like, if you're not can you not sit in the middle of the bank? Can you just sit in the middle of the lake if you want to do?
For what?
For ducks?
middle of the lake. What do you mean?
Well, yeah, like if you wanted to like spot lock your boat in the middle of the lake and you got a decoy spread, like, you know, like how they hunt them in like lakes in the ocean and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do that?
I think so.
But I suppose there's probably not a lot of ducks that land in the middle of the river. This is my knowledge of not knowing anything about waterfowl.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really, it'd be really dependent. I mean, like, yeah, like main channel right by the beaches and the bridge, probably not going to be able to hunt there. But like backwaters, yeah, they make boat blinds and everything else, so you could literally just sit in your boat and throw out your deeks and you're ready to hunt. But yeah, I'd prefer to try and get, you know, tucked in somewhere away from the hubbub and, you know.
What are the rules? Do you have to be like just 500 feet from a public area or 500 yards from a public area? Or
you were testing my knowledge today. I don't know, you know.
Or do you just find like a good spot and like, yeah, this looks good?
I forget the exact, because we were talking about this when we went out to Pete's cabin. I know there's I
might just start bringing a shotgun with me in my boat.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that one.
Kidding.
I know there's got to be, you know, I think you have to be at least 100 feet from shore. I don't know. It depends on a whole bunch of areas and a whole bunch of things. I guess
we'll read the reg books before we go hunting.
Yeah, always read your red book, obviously. So yeah, for someone just getting into it, I'll be reading that like it's, you know, not the Bible, but close.
That's why I was laughing. I was watching a quote from Duck Dynasty that Phil was talking about. He was just like, yeah, anytime you see someone wearing green pants moving fast through the brush, you're just better off just to get off and go.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder how many times did they like hunt where they weren't supposed to hunt, or where they probably maybe didn't have a license and they should have had a license.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, dude. So it'll be exciting. I'm ready for it, and just a whole new change of life, really. So
that's good. Yeah, the boys will love it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are in God's country down there.
Yeah,
nothing like being in the bluffs.
No, yep, and we're gonna be right on top, and so kind of nice because we're out of town, but still, you know, get a little bit of that country living, but still only 10 minutes from town if, you know, need be for commuting and groceries and that kind of thing.
Nice. Yeah, it's exciting, man. I'm happy for you guys, and it'll be sad to see you guys go, but good news about La Crosse. It's only 50 minutes away. It's not that far.
Nope. So it'll be
Which I think is crazy. You know, I just think of like southeastern Minnesota, I think is such a unique area. You know, you could be in farm country, you could be in the bluffs, and then like I don't think people appreciate how good a hunting and like outdoor opportunities we have down there. Like you could be in La Crosse, you could be in Buffalo County in an hour and 30 minutes. Like so many surrounding, and then you got Iowa, of course.
Right.
You know, South Dakota is probably the only one that's a little bit of a drive, but like so many awesome opportunities, not just the fly fish, the bow hunt, to waterfall, pheasants, everything. And turkeys.
Yeah, dude. It's all pretty close, like you said. Like if you want to put in a few hours here and there, and then you can get to pretty much anywhere that has some sort of pretty good hunting. But
I was assuming you'd have trout streams by you or close.
Well, you got the whole driftless just across, but I think there's some. I mean, the whole driftless area is combining Minnesota, Wisconsin, I think Iowa too, maybe even some a bit of Illinois. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, for sure, I've never looked for any, so new thing to find, but it'll be hard to not want to be out on the river. So,
oh, dude, I know. I hear you on that one. I've been scratching the itch. I think I've been out fishing at least once or twice a week. Yeah, it's summertime, man. It's been pretty good. I mean, like where was it? I went out to local lake, went out to Lake Edward the other day for an hour. This is where kind of going in the story of Little Miss that I got little Millie here in my arms. But I was out fishing last Sunday. Went out super early in the morning. It was like one of those picturesque, like just perfect mornings. Like, you know, we have these wildfires that are going on here in Canada now. So like our mornings and evening sunsets are incredible because they're just like those hazy fireball in the sky, you know? So that morning super cool out. So like we had this contrast of, we had a bunch of fog on the water, beautiful sunrise. There was a turkey at the landing. I was like, man, it's going to be a good day for fishing. And I went out there and I think I caught a bass and a rock bass, and that was it. But it was a beautiful morning. And then I think we proceeded to go turkey hunting after that with my nephew. Almost got 2 birds that day. Didn't pan out. And then I missed, I believe it was 11 missed phone calls from my wife. And I think it was about 5 text messages from my wife. Even got a phone call from my mom, who chewed me out for not calling my wife back because my wife was going into labor and we were turkey hunting. So I assumed at that point they were on their way to the hospital delivering the child, and I was going to miss it. But no, it worked out where we were able to get the hospital, and 3 short hours later had the beautiful little Miss Millie, who's sitting right here. She's healthy and mom's healthy, and yeah, good. Very exciting. So I got another hunt and fishing partner now. So
there you go.
Yep.
Can't beat that.
Nope. So yeah, this is her first podcast.
Yeah. So reflection on turkey season.
Yes.
Good, bad, the ugly.
Good. We killed some birds, I think we set a bar for ourselves to kill 5, I think it was, right? And I think we killed 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah. Or am I off on my math?
Yeah, no, 5, I think.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I will say the ugly is we both didn't kill a turkey.
Yeah.
We both had chances, but never happened. Did you even fling an arrow?
Nope. I realistically hunted myself truly for like 5 days.
Oh man.
When otherwise I was trying to get dad one, and then running between Minnesota and Wisconsin with Eric. And then the last couple of weeks have just been a complete S show. So
yeah, I don't know what fits in the bad category. I guess the bad would be like, we had chances, just couldn't seal the deal on them. I know I missed 2 birds that I should have killed, with my bow. I mean, the lesson learned, I just don't have the time that I used to have anymore. I mean, I definitely had all the opportunities to call birds in. And I think we talked about this in the last Turkey Talk podcast, but trying to kill a turkey with a camera and a bow without a blind is a tough task when you don't have a lot of time to put into it. Especially like, unfortunately, the thing that I had this year, I'd always call in doubles or triples. So like when you'd have 2 or 3 turkeys coming in at once, and you don't have any of those circumstances working for you with the blind, it's like, all right, can't move.
Yeah. Good luck. Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was an interesting season to say the least. Dad and I came close multiple times.
And at least you got a shot off.
Yeah. Yep. And we would have got after it, I think, for sure, the last, whatever that is, F season. But with just everything going on with life, there was maybe one day we could have squeezed in there, but it was hard. But yeah, so I mean, the good obviously for me was getting Eric 2 birds, 24 hours, 2 stays, which was crazy. Shooting one in the morning at like 6 o'clock here in Minnesota, bombing over to La Crosse. And
if you haven't watched the episode, go check it out.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. A little free plug there. But the bad. I don't know. It's like you got to think of 2 negatives.
I know. But it doesn't have to be. You could have learned something too,
Yeah. I mean, I think for sure, just, anytime you're out in the woods hunting and doing that kind of thing, like you're learning if you're not learning, you're doing something wrong with it that way. So I was definitely learning each time I was going out, because I'm still relatively novice with turkey hunting. And so, with Dad, the crazy thing with the birds in the, 3-4 mile radius that we were hunting, 5 miles maybe, but they were grouped up until
I think that's interesting.
Mid-May.
Yeah.
Or early May, because that's when Eric came.
And I don't know why that would be. I mean, that'd be a great question for like Shane. Maybe he'd have a better knowing why. My theory behind it, like I think that every section of birds is uniquely to their own. Mm-hmm. And, I feel like Shane was saying that two birds can move a long ways.
Oh, sure.
So, I mean, I feel like maybe the number, but there's a lot of turkeys though. I was going to say maybe the numbers are low enough where they just feel safer together, or there's a higher predation population. I don't know.
I mean, there was no shortage of birds in that general area, but it was hunting like 3.
Or maybe there isn't enough terrain for them.
It could be too. And that's part of it because you're hunting farm country, you're hunting pockets of cover, but we're hunting probably 3 different packs of birds.
Well, shit, that one day there was like what? I mean, when we were turkeying together the first weekend, there was, I don't know, like 30 of them, 20.
You talking by your place?
No, by your place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And the one spot we couldn't kill them.
Yeah. The one spot that we couldn't hunt, they were all hanging out wide in the open. It's like, okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. A little humble pie. But yeah, I definitely had a full portion of humble pie this year. But at the end of it, it worked out pretty well. Like I said, with Eric. So learned a lot. Calling is always my area of improvement. I know I'm confident with my shooting and abilities and all that, so that's not an issue, but it's more so just not necessarily knowing what call to use, but I think for me, it's knowing when to use it and how often.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. I commend you on that. And like, that's I would say probably the biggest learning curve. That the only way, and I will give you credit once again, like you put in a lot of hours. I feel like I didn't get nearly as much as I wanted to this year. But you put in a lot of hours, but I think that's the only way that you really learn that side of turkey hunting is to put in hours, to understand, listen to birds, watch birds, see how they react. And I mean, like I really think that's the only way you can learn.
That's true with anything. Duck, deer, whatever. Pheasant, if you have a pretty good dog and you know what you're doing, you can shoot birds.
Speaking of pheasants, we might be getting a new hunting dog.
You?
Not us, not me, my mom.
Oh,
she might be getting a hunt. We'll see. I think I have her convinced. I kind of want to get another Betty, something that's like
a Springer.
I just look at where they're good flushers. I don't know. Betty was just such a great hunting dog until she got too old. But I don't know. I hope she does. We'll see. It's unfortunate that Arrow's going to be 13 and it's probably on his last leg here. But I know my mom wants to keep a
big dog,
big dog outside. And I don't know. I'd love to get a lab, but that's a lot of, I feel like Eric's going to be tossed up to putting a lot of work into that dog if we get a lab. But
no, any hunting dog needs a lot of hours.
I know.
Thousands. But, yeah. No, that's cool, man. I'll be curious to see, because you guys went from breeding German Shepherds to breeding Wiener dogs. Now you guys going to start breeding Springers.
That's one breed we never did. We went from Wiener dogs to Shepherds, back to Wiener dogs.
Yep.
And that's where we're at now for breeding dogs. We've had,
because you guys had labs.
We've had every kind of dog you can think of. I think we had labs. We adopted a few dogs from people. We've had a lot of dogs through time, but a lot of good dogs.
Yeah.
But turkey season, man, it was, I will say, I'll just being honest, probably wasn't one of our best turkey seasons, but in good circumstances to life. Like I had my second kid, you got a new house, life was, or I shouldn't say new house, you got a new job and a new house. Like life was very, very busy this spring. And I think we both knew that going into it. Outside of you, I guess you didn't really know you're getting a new job, but like we kind of knew it was going to be a tougher spring for our schedules, because we only had one weekend to hunt together. That was it. We had literally 2.5 days, and that was it. And that'll change for us in the future too. But it's we just didn't have the time, I think, that we would have wished for. And that's where I look at it like next year, where it's hindsight's 2020. If I had a shotgun this year, oh dude, I could have killed
different story.
Probably 10 birds, but exciting for you is you will be able to kill multiple birds next year in the great state of Wisconsin.
Turkeys. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm good with the turkey, just shooting one, I don't need more than, I personally don't need more than one.
I'd rather go in. What if, you got a double coming in. You can have 2 tags. You're not shooting both of them?
Can you shoot 2 at the same time in Wisconsin?
I don't know.
Is in there surplus?
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Maybe I'm thinking of that wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish it was like that in like Nebraska.
Yeah, you just drop 2 at the same time. Yeah. I was like, hold on. I don't know. I mean, if it happened, if that was, like if you're down somewhere like that, maybe. But, if I shot one, I'm good. I'm good for the
Okay, I get what you're saying. So you can't
film.
You could double your tags. It's a second surplus. So it'd be like going out, like if I killed one A season here in Minnesota, I could go out B season.
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Shout out or go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just going to say,
I was going to say, shout out to Sam. I think I don't know.
He's
turkey slayer.
Yep. For sure he is. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's onward to crazy action-packed summer, and all of a sudden we were just talking before we hopped on the pod about I'm heading back out to South Dakota for another solo adventure for Bo this time. So,
I have the spot for you. I have, if you can kill my buck, you can, I don't own the deer. So I would pay for your mount if you can kill that deer.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yep. I think I've said it twice. I think this is the second time that I said it. I think I said it earlier. Is it in the fall? I can't remember when it was, but if you kill that same deer, we'll go through the footage. I will pay for your mount. Just because then I get to see it.
Seals the story, right? Yeah, no, I'm excited, especially like just the humbling experience that it was last year for rifle, but getting the bow back in my hand, getting back to my passion, really. I've never killed anything with a rifle, so it almost felt alien to me walking around with it. Yeah. So it'll be, not saying I'll never do it again, because I will, whether I go probably more west on maybe a different, I would love to do like a spring black bear in Montana. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for that trip.
Yeah. I like your, I'm not saying just the hard thing with any state, and I think you get a real bad taste in your mouth from it just because of how not just popular it's become, because I feel like rifle hunting's always been pretty damn popular out in South Dakota between just residents. And, it's just like us from Minnesota, our gun seasons, the Orange Army comes out. Yep. But I feel like the competition's literally cut in half, maybe 3/4 when it comes to getting out there with your bow. So I'm
for
excited.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited for you for that, where you're going to get a little, because you've been out there with us before, where it's just like, you can like hunting, like
I can actually have some peace and not worry about other people.
Hunting people,
not to rehash that story, but that
was
up
nuts. The wound.
It was, before 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning, I talked to 7 different guys at the access point. So it's like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I put more boot miles on than I ever have in my life, and I still couldn't get away from people. So yeah, I'm excited to get back out there. Little maybe revenge tour.
Yeah. Well, you almost got it done though. Too.
Yeah. I was literally one second away.
Split second away from making it happen.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll be able to join you out there. I obviously didn't apply for my bow tag, but I am going to put in for my rifle. And if it works out to where kind of like this last year's trip of where we can kind of overlap it, I can maybe catch up with you for a day or two before I go rifle hunting.
Yeah.
Make it work. But I don't know. Otherwise, I'll probably be just sticking local this year, see if I can kill a Minnesota buck.
Again.
Yes. Yeah. Public land one though. I don't know. I am not going to pass up anything back home, but if I get a chance to whack a stud 130 130, 140 incher on public up here, I will not hesitate.
Absolutely.
Girlfriend, that was a stinky toot. She was known on the floor for being just the stinkiest baby.
Really?
Yeah, you and your toots. Well, she's better now. So, but
good.
Yeah, you've had a little bit of upset stomach for a couple days, but you're good though. Yeah, nice. I don't know. It's a fun spring though, I will say. We had a lot of fun hunts. Yeah. I mean, we got to take Jake out this year. That was fun, ripping around with him. I'm trying to think of, you were able to take out Eric and went out with those guys. I took my buddy Ross out. We only unfortunately made it out for one day, but we had an eventful one day hunt. I got my nephew, got him a bird, got my father-in-law a bird. That was a fun double. Got my sister's boyfriend Colin a bird. That was fun. We've learned the one thing, and this is, I will say, advice for anybody else out there mentoring hunters or taking hunters out for the first time, turkey hunting specifically. And this is lesson learned from both Luke and I. If they've never killed a turkey before, let alone if they've never been hunting before, and you didn't prep them on what to do after you kill a turkey, do not just tell them to go and get it.
Yeah.
It is really funny advice to watch. It's great to watch.
Yeah.
But the poor, I think we ruined 3 fans this year because of that lost
Who's
feathers.
The third?
Ron's bird. Ron, Colin, Eric. Yeah.
Yep.
So fun. It's super funny that you live and you learn though. But
yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, other than that, I think it was good, and I'm excited for next turkey season. And we're gonna have, kind of the fun thing I would say with life thrown at us now is we got new pathways and adventures opening up. And Luke, I'm excited for you to rip around Wisconsin this fall, and for here on out. And
yep,
yeah, some new adventures, man.
Good stuff. It'll be fun, but onward and forward, I guess.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through faith in the great outdoors. We hope today's episode has inspired you to seek God's presence in the wilderness and deepen your connection with nature. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Wild Faith Podcast on your favorite platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll continue to be a part of the Wild Faith Podcast community. We'd also love to hear from our listeners, so please don't hesitate to reach out with your questions, comments, or topic suggestions. You can connect with us on social media or through our website. Your feedback is important to us and helps us improve and tailor our content to better serve you. And always remember, the great outdoors isn't just a playground for hunting and fishing. It's a sanctuary for finding solace and spiritual renewal. As you gear up for that next adventure, I pray you find God's presence in the crackling of a campfire, the thrill of reeling in your catch, or the quiet solitude found in nature. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Wild Faith Podcast. Take care, and God bless.